Now I'm going to quickly show you how to set up your memory cues using Rekordbox. So all you've got to do if you're on performance mode is where it says hot cue here and here, you've got to click on the drop down menu and then select the memory cue tab. Now, just like I've already mentioned, in order to set your memory cue, the first thing you've got to do is have your cue point set where you want your memory cue to be. So whereas with hot cues, all you need to do is move your track position wherever you want to set the hot cue. With memory cues, let's say you wanted to set a memory cue over here, you have to set your cue point there first. So you see by pushing cue, it set my cue point there and it's represented with an orange triangle. And then all you do is push memory. And you can see the red down-facing triangle that represents the memory cue. Now, of course, I can go anywhere I want in my track. Again, over here, I'll go to the beginning. I'll cue the track first, and then I'll push memory. And there is a memory cue that's been set right there. You can just about see it there, but the hot cue is hovering in front of it and kind of hiding the red triangle behind. Now, I can right-click to the left of the memory cue number, and I can color code it whatever I like. So you can have memory cues that represent different things in your track. For example, a lot of the time I'll set a memory cue where there is some vocals in my track. So I'm not sure if there is any here, but I'll just pretend there is for the purposes of this tutorial. Set the memory cue, color code it yellow, and I know at that part of my track there are some vocals that come in. Now, one final point I want to make is it sets the memory cues in chronological order. So even if I was to set, if I go back here and I set a memory cue now, this memory cue is not going to be the fourth in my list. It's actually going to be the second because in chronological order, this is the second that comes in. So just keep that in mind. Now, in order to set a looped memory cue, just like with hot cues, I'm going to delete these two. All you've got to do is set the loop first, and you can set the loop to be as long as you like. I'll do 4 bars for now, and then push memory, and you've got your looped memory cue, and you can see it represented with this. This means that when you navigate to that memory cue, so I'm just going to load this track again. I just realized this is actually one of my tracks, but it's a remix by a good friend of mine called Slimson. Now you see the looped memory cue is there. All I have to do is push it and it will automatically activate the loop for me. Of course, I can also use the memory cue navigation buttons on my deck in order to take me to that memory cue. And again, the loop will activate automatically. Finally, to set an active loop, all you've got to do is push this button and then it becomes an active loop. This is really useful if you want a part of your track to loop automatically without having to, remember to set the loop up manually on the spot. Because what an active loop means is as my track is playing, when it gets to that point where the memory cue is, it will automatically start looping like this. And the loop activated automatically. So a lot of DJs do this towards the end of their tracks to prevent their track from accidentally ending. So you might go there, you might set a 2-phrase loop like this, save it as a memory cue and turn it into an active loop. That way when you get to that part of your track, it will automatically start looping. So I'll just demonstrate that once more. I'm over here, I'm playing the track, it gets there, and the loop comes in automatically. This is quite handy. There are more there are more reasons why you can use active loops for, which we will cover throughout the course, but I hope this has given you a good understanding of how you set memory cues using the performance mode of Rekordbox. Now, just very quickly, I'm going to show you how to set up memory cues in export mode, but it's mostly the same. It's just where the buttons are located is slightly different. So again, the principles are the same. I'm going to load a new track. You have to make sure your cue point is set to wherever you want the memory cue to be saved. So I've set my cue point over here, and then I'm just going to push memory. And you can see the memory cue represented right here, and on the memory cue column right here. Again, I can right click to the left and color it whatever I like. Of course, if you've got a loop set, so I'll go here, I'll set a one phrase loop, 32 beats, save that as a memory cue, and again, it's over here, and I could turn it into an active loop by pushing this button. Now, when you're on export mode, setting up memory cues can be a bit easier because you have key commands. So for the top player, all you've got to do is push C on your keyboard to set the cue point, and M on your keyboard to set the memory cue. If you want to do this for the second track, all you've got to do is press Shift C to set your cue point and Shift M to set your memory cue. So if I'm not actively DJing with a controller, I'll use export mode and I'll actually use the key commands just to make it easier and quicker for me to set my memory cues. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.